We're back for your ears only. I'm Eddie Robinson.
I'm David Alpern with this quote from the news: "If you take it too seriously, you're an idiot." That was Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Philip Levine on becoming the newest and oldest poet laureate of the nation. The Library of Congress honored the 83-year-old Levine for his poems about working-class Detroit, a subject he knows intimately as a former factory worker for Cadillac and Chevrolet and a truck driver for Railway Express. Now this.
Drinking martinis behind the divider inside a limousine. Hosting a bash, making a splash in People magazine. Come with me and you can go as far as your talent gets you.
The guys are always gawking.
You can be in Hollywood as fast as a Boeing jets you.
Keep talking.
People magazine is a song about celebrity from a Broadway show called The Life, about the high hopes of lowlifes in the sexy, scandalous, scabrous Times Square of the 1980s. But celebrity long precedes that magazine or gossip features on the web, TV, or in the newspapers. By one account, the magic mixture of personality, accomplishment, and media began in the 19th century with a free-spirited actress, poet, pioneer of dress and undress named Ada Isaacs Menken, also known as the Naked Lady. She caught the attention of Walt Whitman, Mark Twain, and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who made her the model for Irene Adler, the woman who outwits Sherlock Holmes.
Here to talk about Menken, the first modern femme fatale celebrity for Your Ears Only, we're joined by Michael Foster, co-author with Barbara Foster of the book A Dangerous Woman, The Life, Loves, and Scandals of Ada Isaacs Menken, 1835 to 1868. Michael, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Talk about the storied place of Menken's birth, her racial background, and how both shaped her later life.
Well, it was New Orleans before the Civil War. It's a fabulous place then and now. I know it well. I've lived there. And Menken was born, her mother was Creole, and her father was very likely Jewish. She had some Irish in her. All three minorities were not in great favor in 19th century America, so she started with three strikes against her. But she had a tremendous will to succeed, which is what attracted me initially about her life.
What was the state of the media in Menken's day? How did she exploit it?
Yeah, it was a very, very revolutionary time, although it may not sound like that to our ears. The telegraph, for example, was just invented. It was the Twitter of its day. The photograph was essential, absolutely essential, and it just came in then. Everybody had a photograph album. That was the internet of its day.
Talk about her role as what may be the first pinup.
Because of the invention of the photograph, she had a fabulous photographer. Every great femme fatale, every great female star has had their photographer. And Ada had a guy named Napoleon Cerrone, the Rembrandt of the camera. Most Victorian photos are just dreadful. They're very stiff. Not Napoleon Cerrone's. They tell a story. And he did Ada dozens and dozens. And these photographs could be reproduced and sent out in many, many copies so that Ada becomes the first pinup.
She was a stripper, an actress, but not always popular with the critics like plenty of the current celebrities now. Tell us about that.
She did an act called, from a melodrama called Mazeppa. She could do anything. She did comedy, song and dance, repartee with the audience when it wasn't done. But she got this one role which packed theaters from New York to Frisco to London to Paris during the Civil War. It was about a freedom fighter in the Ukraine against the Russian Tsar, Prince Mazeppa, always played by a man, but now Ada took it over. There's one scene in there where his enemies capture Prince Mazeppa, strip him naked, tie him to a horse, send him up a 4-story stage mountain to die. Well, this had always been done with a dummy. Ada did it in the flesh. She was a great horsewoman. And they tied her to the horse. She looked naked, but she was in a body stocking. That's how she became known as the Naked Lady. Up she went, music, flying vultures, wolves chasing her, all that sort of thing. And it just packed the houses. You couldn't get in. You couldn't even get standing room.
Like today's celebrities, too, multiple marriages added to her legend. How many and who did she marry?
Yeah, 5. And 5 husbands. Sometimes divorced, sometimes not. And incredible in the Victorian age. Let me just concentrate on the main ones. And number 3 was the love of her life, John Heenan, the world heavyweight boxing champ. Well, they fell madly in love. he went off at the beginning of the Civil War to England to fight for the World Championship, and he became the first American sports hero. Came back, he was idolized. Unfortunately, he came back with an English mistress, denied he had ever married Ada, just when their child that they had conceived died. Well, there was a court case, and the papers picked it up. It was all over the front page. It knocked Lincoln's election off the front page.
Ada Menken died at a very young age, 33. What happened?
Well, she had some family TB. It wasn't called that then. She was weakened, but she fell. There were accidents. This 4-story ride on a narrow ramp was extremely dangerous. That's what the audience loved. You married sexuality and danger. Naturally, you had a hit. And, so it had to kill her sooner or later. She died from her fame. And you could say the same about Marilyn. You could say the same about Princess Diana. These are really dangerous women in a sense, and they are most dangerous to themselves.
Michael Foster is co-author with Barbara Foster of A Dangerous Woman, The Life, Loves, and Scandals of Ada Isaacs Menken from Lyons Press. Also, www.thegreatbear.com.
Fame, if you win it, comes and goes in a minute. Where's the real stuff in life to cling to? Love is the answer. Someone to love is the answer.
And this has been For Your Ears Only.